Hello, everyone, and I am coming at you with Monday Night Hangouts. First time ever. I want to test out the new podcast setup and to see how it sounds. Sounds like it's pretty good. Let me back off the gain a little bit. And anyone who wants to come in and give me some feedback, that would be awesome. Yeah, I think I can pull the gain back even more. Don't want to be too loud. Actually, I'll up the gain just a little bit more and then pull back on some music. Let me see if I can welcome people. All right. I think we're doing well. All right, so I'll give it a few minutes here and to see if people pop on, just so I can find out if the stuff is working. I do see a couple people on. Sounds okay. All right, great. This is the new Donner pod deck or podcast deck, whatever this thing is called. My first foray into such things, and I'm going to jump into a little reverb here. Let me know if I sound like I'm in a concrete well, which is what I want. So I'm going for some straight reverb. Yep, okay, that works well. I'm actually listening on the delay too. It's like 30 seconds or so. So let me see. So far, I think it sounds excellent. Okay, that part's low. It's weird because I can put an audio clip in there, which I've made a few of them, but it's actually controlled by the music volume too on the output, which is kind of cool. Excellent. Okay, cool. Coffee breath. How have you been, man? I haven't talked to you in a long time. Hopefully you're doing quite well. Of course, I haven't talked to Mr. Beatty in a long time either, and that's why we always saw each other in those streams. I'm going to put that mute now. I don't hear my voice anymore. But cool, I think it works. I had to do a lot of fiddling, and the bad part is I took a, or I shot a video on the unboxing of this. Hold on 1 second. Nice easy mute, which I like, especially for one who has to clear his throat as much as me. Yeah, I did a unboxing and review video on this thing, but the sound levels were pretty low, and I couldn't hear it because I didn't have the headphones in, so hopefully it doesn't detract too bad from it, but I think I got it pretty dialed in now. We'll have to do some more playing around with the EQ and all that, but I think we'll be all right. I haven't played with this, really, but there's an auto-tune function here. So now I could be a pop star, right? There's a C I can go to. It's funny. It seems to build a reverb when you do that, though. Yeah, it makes your voice all waver. I don't know what that's all about. There's the shaper. I don't know what that does. I forget. Shaper. I think that's like. I think the shaper feature is like if you're playing music, it automatically on an aux in. I think automatically lowers that when you're talking. I think it's dynamic too, which is kind of nice. Hmm. I need some more people in here just to make sure the test is working right. I'll probably be deleting this stream anyway, so no big deal on whatever the subject is. But I hadn't played it. I do find myself getting a lot closer. I'm going to sit back to my normal spot and see how it sounds. I really don't want to spend the whole time like a vulture leaning forward. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad back here. It's still funny, man. I get a slight reverb through my headphones, but I don't hear it on the stream, so. Definitely got to remember speak a little bit louder, though, if I'm going to be sitting back here. This is definitely not as sensitive as the blue, so is what it is. When you buy a budget deck, I guess you can expect such things, and you never know. There's different reverb settings, which are interesting. So here is, let's see, there's like 3 different reverbs. Let's see. They have certain names. I don't. I think it's in the manual here somewhere. Let's see. Maybe they're not. Right into the French troubleshooting here. Well, anyway, we'll let's see. That's the. I think this is the highest reverb. That's not the full setting. I can really go up here like that. But let's go back down to like more mid. Then you got this one. I think is a little less. This next one, this one right here, yeah. And then this one I think is like your voice off of a plate or something. Right here, a little bit lower. I don't notice a huge difference though between any of them. So, interesting. Now we'll shut it all the way off and see how it sounds. And you can't really add any reverb from there. I think it actually sounds better. Well, the reverb does go away in your headphones, even if you have it muted. And when you turn it back on, I get a tiny bit in my headphones, but I actually think it sounds clearer when it's on, at least to my ear. So I got to figure out what the auto tune is for. Have an explosion. I've always wanted an explosion on command. One thing I do would like to have is another couple rows of buttons. I wonder if you can buy an additional, another sound clipboard. I'll have to look into that. Because I don't know if I can overwrite the ones that are canned, the ones that come with the unit. We'll have to find out. But I got much better ones, so. Let's see, what was this one? Oh, yeah.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
Yeah, because only having 4 is a little bit limiting. I didn't think about that.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
Okay, well, that works pretty well. It's just so funny, man. Like the very slightest of echoes I can hear in my headphones, but I'm digging it, man. Let me turn the gain down and see what happens. Now I don't know how much it's going to change the volume. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. You got to crank the gain. You basically got to max the dials for this thing to work to even pick up your voice. So it's definitely that's some weaker pickups. Unless I really get up there and start eating the mic. So I guess I can just leave it here, right, and talk like James Mason or something. I'll need to get a. I don't think I have a a swing arm that'll fit this. I guess I could put it on top of something so it's right up here, but I don't like it in the shot either, if I can help it. It does sound really good when it's close, though. Oh, I must say, that sounds really good. Of course, I usually don't get this close to the mic, so the Yeti may sound just as good, but I think I'm happy with this for streaming, if nothing else. We'll give it a few more minutes, see if anyone else pops on, but if not, I'll probably wrap in the stream here pretty early. I guess I could play with some more sound settings, like crank up the treble. I know Jay was saying something about cranking up some treble. And then I'm not sure about the mids. Mids usually all, I don't know. But let's see, here's a little more treble. See if that sounds much different. Like I said, it's not a hugely complex board or anything, so. Hey, Dave, what's going on, man? Just sitting here playing with my new toy. Hope you're doing well, sir. And let's see. What do I do when Dave comes into the chat? That's right. All right, so good fun. Good fun. And let me know if it sounds okay, Dave. I just, this is just a test stream because I'll probably use this Friday, but I wanted to do a test before I did. And this is going to be one of the few nights I'll have time probably, so. If you want to hear what I sound like in a, if you want to hear what I sound like when I'm in a, trapped in a safe, it sounds something like this. And then I start wondering and gasping and all that, and I can't understand it. Actually, it sounds kind of like the Borg. I think this is how they did the original Borg voices. Just crank up the reverb. Oh, you know what? I got the reverb off, so it's not doing much of anything. Now we can try it. There it is. There's me down a very long metallic hallway. Sounds kind of like this at the storage units. So that's it cranked to the max. And then there's a couple different reverb settings. This one I think is a little less tinny. This one sounds more echoey. And this one I think is more like in a one little room. So interesting. I'm not really sure how useful any of that is, but I guess it gives you some options to do some fun stuff. Now my auto tune on. No wonder I sound so weird. There we go. I don't know, something about that auto tune makes your voice all wavery and watery. I don't know. Hey Jay, what's going on, man? Welcome, Jay. Good to have you on the stream. Just playing with a new toy and trying to get rid of any unnecessary echo. Stupid reverb. It's fun though, I guess. Yeah, it's not bad for an $80 deck, I don't think. It is a special stream, right? And I have some very special friends. Y'all are the best friends in all of YouTube land. For sure. And I do appreciate it. Like I said, this is just a troubleshooting session. So when I get on Friday, I think I'm good though. I think I got it figured out. Some of it is, this thing doesn't have real sensitive pickups, I can tell. So I have to crank the gain completely to the max. I hate maxing stuff. Like this one has to have the master and the gain completely maxed in order for me not to have to yell. Now it does sound really good, I think, when you get right up on it. But most mics do. But this one definitely has a weaker pickup. So I guess the only thing I could do is, because it's got XLR on the bottom, I would have to actually just sit it on a box or something and probably get it in the shot. I wonder if you can buy one of those neck ones like the DJs used to wear, you know? That would be kind of cool. That or I lean forward a little more, but I'm already kind of vulture-like as it is.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
I've already programmed it, a bunch of the buttons, and yeah, I think it's pretty much set to go. One thing, there is a bit of an EQ on here, um, but you only have like bass, excuse the mess, like bass, mid, and treble. So there's not a whole lot you can do with it. I've cranked up the treble a little bit. So you may be able to do it. I may be able to play with it some more in software here too through OBS. I haven't really looked at it that much. I was too busy trying to get the volume even. So adding a little treble doesn't seem to hurt. That's for sure. I haven't played with the mids, but it is what it is. That one, that's dropping the mid, but not a huge amount of difference there. I think it's a little clearer actually. A little further down you drop your mids, but I left the bass right in the middle. Get a loop back setting. I don't no idea what that does. Drop your mids. I think that's for I left the bass right, playing music in the background, and then of course there's the mute button, which I really like. But I still can't figure out the auto tune. I did realize something. No one ever taught me to shave properly. Well, I'll have to do a video on it, right? Midtones are what makes somebody lower the mids. Here's the very bottom of the mid setting there. So we'll see if that improves anything. It's a little hard to tell because I'm hearing my voice like twice. So sorry, phone was ringing. Yeah, but I'm kind of on it. You gonna get you a stream deck then too, Jay? We can have our podcast seriously then. This thing, I guess, allows up to 4 people. I mean, how often am I gonna have 4 people in West Virginia here in the same room, though, right? Faces beyond help. Shaving is an art, I suppose. I don't know. I don't think I ever did a video on it, but I did. I have a safety razor. I use a safety razor now since Gillette's the low T option, so I refuse to use another Gillette product. So I just went ahead and got a safety razor like a year ago, and I won't ever go back. I love that thing, man. That's great. Great cut. I never thought a single blade would do so well, but they're so bloody sharp. It does really well. And, you know, every 2 weeks you throw a new one in there. And it's really not much more expensive than, actually, it's probably cheaper than like those Mach 3s and all that I used to use. So, and I haven't cut myself yet. I say that to now. I'll probably open up my jugular tomorrow morning, but cool. Yeah. All right. I dig it, man. I dig it. Gates. I forget what gates do. What was gates? I'm learning the same thing at the same time I'm telling you guys about it. It took me so long to get it set up and figure out the volume. Oh, that's right. That's right. Gate is background noises and stuff, like noise cancellation, sort of. There we go. If I take that off, boy, I get a lot of hiss from the gain. I wonder how it sounds if I knock the gain down now. I gotta wait till I hear it again on the stream. I think I gotta leave it up high, and then I'll just turn the gate on. And that gets rid of like all of it. That's pretty cool. That's nice. Yeah, I saw the message. I haven't got a chance to answer it yet. I knew I'd hated even like leaving that footage in because it was so low. But I was like, I'm not reshooting all this again because I had 2 cameras going, and it's like I'll just deal with it and I'll do a follow up video. The most important part was probably the unboxing, but and I tried to equalize it out a little bit so the other ones weren't so loud, so there was no shocks when it switched to different transitions or whatever. But is your other video up yet, man? Dinosaur Island. I saw your Instagram on that. Instagram is legendary. Let's see. I can find it here. Where'd it go? Over easy. Over easy. It's only got 6 likes. What are people crazy? That's the funniest thing I've ever seen on Instagram. Especially when they're sitting there frolicking in the river. Oy. Basically, there are 2 programs you can use to adjust the equalizer, EPO and Piece, PVO and Piece. So I don't want to blab about it here, Dave. I'll just email you. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, send me a message. You know where I'm at. Man, I gotta work tomorrow. Bummer. I'm ready to just branch out and do my own thing now, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm about sick of punching the clock. Yeah, it's crawling my way up there. Inching is right, though, man. 911. I just keep, like, ticking up, like, 1 a week or 2. You know, social media presence. But you're, like, the king of social media. You just need presence. I got my email from YouTube. Did everyone get their yearly email? I had, here's a guy with under 1,000 subs. I had 106,000 total views. I had 284,000 watch time minutes. I had 2,200 likes, but only 171 subscribers. At the bottom, it has I reached final boss status. I have 8,422 total live stream minutes and over 17,000 live stream views. Most of that is from Two Mules from Sister Sarah, though. I don't know what's with that movie. I've been on YouTube for 1,758 days. That's a long time for 900 subs. I gained 1, lose 5. Yeah, I know. It sounded like me. I did that a lot till about 500, and then it seemed to stabilize a little better. But it just is what it is. That's why I got so disheartened. You know, I go through phases. The only time I get back to making videos anymore is just when I just want to do something creative. I don't worry about releasing things on schedule anymore. Like I used to like almost do a video a day. It was crazy, man. And at most, it'd be every other day. I was like, why am I killing myself? These things are getting like 4 views. Or, 20 views or whatever, man. It just ain't worth the time. You're giving yourself like, you turn it into a job at one that ain't paying. So, I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Well, not feedback, but if I turn the reverb on, does that go away? Kinda. Not really. I think it's just through my headphones, though. See, there you go. You got yeah, same email I did. Man, I could be monetized so easily. You know, it's funny is a lot of people have trouble monetizing. They have the easier time getting the subs, and then the harder times getting the views and all that and the watch hours. I've had all that squared away for a long time. you know, it just it's certainly not worth it most of the time, considering the fact that it takes me sometimes hours to edit stuff. Um, Not so much my own fault. I make my videos usually too long. Jay's often remind me about that, and he's right. I mean, the average there's a reason why like shorts and TikTok are popular because people's attention spans are like that of a gnat nowadays. I don't like watching short videos. I don't just me. I feel like if I took the time to click something, I just want to watch for a while. I never could get into that fast stuff. That's why I never liked the Twitters and that little bits and pieces of data. I don't like it. It ruins your concentration even further. And I'll tell you though, YouTube's gonna push shorts and push it and push it and push it because it's like cutting into the pay that they have to pay out. So yeah, it's no surprise they're pushing that because I guess TikTok's probably destroying them. But I don't understand TikTok, man. It ain't for me. I'd rather read a novel than Reader's Digest. You know what I mean? So, but I'm a dinosaur. I realize that. Feels weird streaming on a Monday too. But what do you guys think about Monday nights with Dave? And of course Vanessa, who's behind me. Got the new Fancy Star Online too. I need to go get that. I need to make some room on my PS4 because my buddy's trying to get me to play that again. All my vids are live. That's the way to do it, man. Live is easy. It's so easy, man. That's one good thing about streams is if you really want to get your watch hours and watch minutes up, man, it's like the easiest way to do it. Especially if you can get like 10 people watching for an hour, that adds up, man. It adds up fast. So I think that's the way to do it. And I don't know if I even saw this. I didn't do a video on it. I think I can't remember if I took a picture of it or not. Here's the newest tool in the arsenal of my video production. My gimbal, baby. It's freaking awesome. I guess I could turn it on. I got to... Let me close that up. They're very sensitive, though. You gotta get them set up ahead of time. Okay, so that everything's unlocked. It's technically a little bit off. I need to pull this in, I think. You're supposed to have this thing nice and balanced before you turn it on, or it could hurt the motors. So it's like you don't just plug this in and go. You got to sit there and balance it for a few minutes before you even turn it on. But once you do, now you're talking like pro level stuff, baby. You're an acquired taste, but I like your acquired taste. I just knocked a piece off here. Quality Chinese engineering here. All right, so let's see here. That's funny. $200 and something for this thing. I already got caps flying off of it when I barely brushed it. But it had good reviews, so let's see if that... There it goes. I guess I can glue that back in myself, but should I really have to? Come on, I want to turn this on. There we go, almost there. There we go. All right, let me crank this thing on here. And you can see too, it's on the tripod. It's got two different sets of tripod legs. I have the extension handle on it right now. You'll see this thing come alive. All right, so what can it do, huh? probably hear it. Smooth pans. It's got a fast grip for lower shots. I definitely got to do a review on this when I get a little better at it. Then you have like turns, smooth turns on the speed wheel here. Also has a joystick back here on the handle for pans, tilts, all kinds of things. There's a selfie mode, I think. I haven't figured out how to use that. Now, sometimes if you're out here playing around with it and you get it way off center and you want to get back fast, there's a quick trigger that centers it again. It's pretty amazing, and it's super stable. Like, when you're walking upstairs and around, out, and all that, it just, so nice. So, but I do enjoy it. So, but when you turn it off, there's little motors in there that are constantly humming and moving, it gets all sleepy. Ooh. Then you gotta lock everything back down. So there's a little show and tell. It's an excuse to be streaming tonight. My friend, if people can't wait through a little bit of slow speech, they don't deserve to be watching your channel anyway. People are in such a rush, man. It does make sense to me, but I'm old, so. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Okay, got that all locked in. It was expensive, but I'm going to be doing some more video shoots for some bands and stuff, so. But yeah, man, it's like I don't get it. Just people gotta slow down. Stop and smell the roses. It's not like just it's not just a saying. It really is true. I taught the sermon last Wednesday at church, and I talked about being thankful for what we have, and before that I talked about time, and how we perceive it. And it's a whole different ball game, man. When you just stop and quiet your mind and listen and focus in on things, man, you pick up on so much more. And that's how I like my entertainment, man. Yeah, you're older than me. Does that mean you're more patient than me? With age and with gray hair comes wisdom, right? So it's funny because I teach. Sometimes I'll teach the teen class too at church, and I'm like, yeah, back when I was in high school in the Stone Age, and they laughed, and I was like, I was in high school. I was graduating high school like 12 years before you even born or something like that. So, yeah, I started to feel a little bit aged. Oh, you want one now, Benny? It is the, what's it called? Feiyu. I got the box. If you want to look for it, it's on Amazon. Type in Scorp -C, as in Charlie. Scorp C by Feiyu. In fact, there it is right there. Let's see if you can focus on the. There are so many settings. I don't know half of what this thing does, man. There are so many features. I mean, they have ones with touchscreens on the back. This one's a little more basic. I didn't think I needed all that. But they actually have ones of these too. Actually, I can buy it for this. It's an autofocuser. So basically, it's a mechanical device that'll connect to your lens here and connect it to your camera. And it will actually focus your lens for you because you're not really supposed to be touching this thing too much once it's going. It's pretty amazing, man. And this comes off, this handle. I just use it for an extension, but it's got a nice tripod. It turns into a tripod too. This handle comes off like that. And, of course, it's got the speed grip handle, and these come down. So you can actually set it down too, almost again like another tripod, and you can control it just from a desk or whatever like that. But it's, oh my gosh, there's so much you can do with this thing. I haven't even scratched the surface. But I do know I like it. And I actually go on a video shoot with it Saturday. Hey, Patrick, what's going on, man? I was just showing, trying out my new deck. Oh, in fact, here. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Just wanted to. I basically just got on to do my new stream deck and get used to using it, so I can use it for Friday's show. So, hope y'all are liking it. Sounds pretty good when I get nice and close. And there's tons of different cool options. Especially if I want to sound like I'm from the bottom of a dark well. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, it does. But it's fun. And I got a couple more tech toys, you know. That's what I get for Christmas: guitars and tech toys and all kinds of cool stuff like that. But so this is fun. This is fun. It was a good stream yesterday you had, man. I finally got to catch some of it. Yeah, this won't be a regular thing. I was mostly just testing out this new gear. Even though this is why not being almost 40 minutes now. You know me, when I get talking, I can't stop. But it's pretty fun. Lots of stuff to play with, and I like to tinker with stuff. So you know how it is. Excellent. All right. Yeah, it's just bummer that I only have like four. I can only program 4 responses. I don't know if I can program these other buttons. If you want to know what I'm talking about, Patrick, it's this thing down here. This is a new Scream Deck I got. I just did a video on it, but it's not real good. I'm not real happy with it. But it's going to be up there. I don't care anymore. But as Phil Collins might have once said. But yeah, so far so good, man. I couldn't, for $80, man, I couldn't say no. I wonder how much the thing was. I should have looked on Cyber Monday. I didn't even think about it. Thanks for not making me talk Star Trek Babes last night. That's what Jay will do to you. Surprised he hasn't brought it up yet. Give him a minute or two. He will. He'll chime in on me. I'm waiting for his Dinosaur Island review. That's going to be the hoot right there, man. But yeah, I wonder how much this thing was on Cyber Monday. Because this thing was $80 on Amazon. It was on special. It's normally like 100, and it's like 135 or whatever on the Donner site itself if you buy direct. So I don't know anyone's going to buy direct. But I actually have a couple of their guitars, a couple of Telecasters, actually. And I'm able to play or hook up my amp directly. Or no, I actually ran another mic from my amp over to the input over here. So I can actually technically play at the same time while I'm streaming. I gotta figure out exactly how to do it. I was able to do one, but not the other. But I know you're supposed to be able to do both. I have Kevin Van Hook, who created Bloodshot, on the show tomorrow. Oh, from the comics? Yeah, I haven't done a comic book guy interview in quite a while. But one of these days, I kind of got sick of chasing after interviews, so I figure maybe they're probably, and rightfully so, they're probably waiting for I actually had some subs before they waste their time on my channel, you know what I mean? Because, like, who's going to see me? You did get Daniel Harris, though, so you've got a few pretty recognizable names. Yep, good old Valiant. I remember the cover well. It had the silver foil cover. So that's why I don't stick around too long for the DCU or MCU movies talks. I can't stand them because I'm an old school comic guy. And it was like, yeah, none of them know anything about continuity. I mean, that's for normies. I know they have their following, but it just ain't for me, man. Like watching how they butchered Infinity Gauntlet and all that other stuff, it pains me to the core of my being as a comic guy. I don't do comics anymore, but doesn't mean there's not a soft spot in my heart for them. I wonder if I could ever get Walter Koenig to do an interview. I got to figure out how to reach out to him. I'm sure he's got an agent, so you can't just easily email those guys. They get so much fan stuff, but because he wrote a comic, I don't know if you know that, Patrick. He did. It was called Raver. Man, it was bad. But I wonder if he would do an interview. I think once you break 1,000 views, it'll be. I think at that point, then the algorithm starts pushing you. Because I watched a couple of guys like shot up like meteors right after they hit 1,000, 1 or 2,000, around that area there. And you're right, man. they'll say, "Hey, man, I got a channel with 1,000 subscribers. That's something at least. You know, you're hitting the grand mark as far as subscribers." And then maybe they'll deign to spend their time. And I try to remind them too. It's like, look, man, I'm not having to come to your house or meet you at the studio or anything. You know, I don't live in the same state as you. Just sit in front of your computer. It's all you got to do and talk about your life. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience. You did comics for about 15 minutes. Well, that's long enough to realize you don't need any more hobbies, Dave, because it sucks your money way faster than baseball cards will, if that's even possible. Yeah, 90 more, and then I too will be among the big time. I need to get a little stand that brings it up, though. I don't like it's just laying flat like that. But it is what it is. So yeah, I don't think it sounds too bad. It's like I said, it's not as good as my regular mic, and but it sounds just as good if I get nice and close to it. It's just I either have to get a stand to bring it up, or I gotta hold it, and I don't want to sit there and hold the mic the whole time. Where'd Benny Compton go anyway? Is he out buying the camera tripod now, or the gimbal? You can buy your viewers on all platforms. Boy, I got a bunch. I have like 4 YouTube channels. After that, not a whole lot because I don't have a huge. I used to have a BitChute channel. I don't think I have that anymore. But outside of YouTube, I don't have a whole bunch going on. Plus, get a cat. I'll tell you, if it wasn't for creative outlets, I probably would have quit YouTube a long time ago. I do enjoy videos, making them and planning them, and my least favorite part's shooting them. I don't like shooting them, but I love to edit and to figure out what it is I'm going to shoot and get creative. That's one thing I miss about doing almost, bi-daily uploads is I had to think of something new all the time to do, which I enjoy. I do enjoy that, and it's good for your brain, to go to create new synapses and new neural pathways and all that good stuff. But man, it's too much work sometimes. If I wasn't working full time and church and a member of like a couple of different clubs and married and doing housing projects, though the housing projects have stopped because I'm done. I'm basically finally done with this house. So I picked up a lot of extra time. So I guess now I can get back to making, and I have actually made some more videos than a lot more than I have been making in the last year or so. But once again, my best videos are the ones where I'm not in them. Like I do clip shows, and those get big views. I should just do that permanently. But I don't know. I don't feel like it's creative putting together, but it's not like, I don't know. I just don't like it that much. They do. I mean, they take some time, but I can get like for instance, that Garrick one I did. I probably got 5 to 6 hours into that video, going out and grabbing the vids the clips. I pretty much knew the ones I wanted to get, but I had to research a few of them. Go out and do screen captures and all that, and make sure you're getting within fair use and all that. And so, yeah, 6 hours in that, and over 30,000 views out of that thing. Meanwhile, I do like a big movie review or something like that, and I'll spend, between shooting, watching, pulling clips, I'll spend 10 plus hours on those things, and they get like 50 views. So I'm like, My 3 biggest views, 2 of them are clip shows. The other one does have me in it, though, but it's a how-to video of how to put Nerf bars on your truck. So how to do it yourself. So what do we say for me? Exactly. Apex, what's going on, man? Yes, the gnomes. For the gnomes, there was a Hearthstone soundbite that did that one. It's pretty funny. Good to see you, Apex. Glad you could swing in. I don't normally stream on Mondays, but I'm testing out a new stream deck, so I wanted to make sure all the kinks were ironed out of it before Friday's show. I have a cat and a tortoise, but they do their own thing. Yeah, there's not much crossover on those 2 pets, right? Remember the turtles' names from Rocky? There's a quick piece of trivia. Don't look it up. Just type it in there. Cat and a tortoise. That is interesting. That's like 2 ends of the spectrum there, that's for sure, as far as speed and agility goes. It's funny. Everyone's in the chat right now they're all YouTubers, so I feel like I have a pretty good subscription base and a pretty good, great chat base. The Gnome Mobile with Sean Connery in 1958. I don't think I've ever. No, I don't think I have. I've never seen that before. I don't look much like Sean Connery though. These things don't generally react well to bullets. But when you say it, you have to say it with proper aplomb. The Gnome Mobile. They get along well. Yeah, there's not much competition for food between them, right? I don't think your cat's gonna be tearing up the lettuce too much. So when they don't see, most animals don't care too much about non-competing fellow animals. And everyone needs a friend. You know, everyone has their friend that is more turtle or cat-like. I would probably go for the turtle, in all honesty. Less emotional and physical maintenance, you know. Hey, Cody, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Welcome. Glad you can make it. I got to get used to using my buttons over here. I can't be a proper DJ here, or is it podcast? What do they call those? Podjays? I don't know. I don't listen to any podcast. So Jay's been on to me to get one going for years, and I just never have. I don't know if I could do like daily content. I guess if it was my living, I certainly could, but who wants to listen to me every day of the week? Certainly not myself. Promote away, good sir. Promote away.
Have it your way, baby.
I definitely need more buttons. I definitely got to see if they have like if you can make it or buy an additional pad that'll just hook in module. I doubt it, but it's cool. It's cool. Patrick, you have to get one too for yours now, because you do a lot more live streams, I think, than I do. No mobile. I've never even heard of that. Is that back? And I'm not even being facetious. Is that back during his bodybuilding days? Because he used to be a bodybuilder in Scotland. Although my cat does like Ty's heating lamp eye catcher in his home. Yeah, I imagine, because cats love warm places, man. They've been fighting each other for that lamp. Just don't use those rocks, man. Those heat rocks they're lethal, man, to reptiles. But But if you actually want to promote, you might want to go to streams that actually have people viewing them, though. And those usually aren't mine. Oh, Bub's on, huh? Well, you can't be working Dinosaur Island but listening to me ramble on. Let me go see if how many people are watching Bubsy right now. Well, he's not even on. I swear, sometimes these notifications from YouTube are just the pits. Okay, so I don't have any competition. So if Bub is not streaming, why isn't he here? That ingrate. He knows he has to come over and support. Cat's a diva. Don't tell McMahon. He'll come take the rights from your cat away. My goodness. Actually, I got about the typical Friday night turnout tonight. I tell the wife every now and then, she's like, how many did you have people last night? Like, 8 or 9 at peak. She's like, you've been doing this like, what, 3 years now? I was like, I don't know. She's like, anyone new? I'm like, no. Get back to doing game streams or something. Some of those did all right. I think a lot more people watch me play Fallout than they tune in for regular live streams. I guess at least they had some entertainment then. Yeah, it was weird. I dropped down. He might have been streaming like an hour ago or 45 minutes ago because this doesn't update live. You'd think the richest company in the world could have like real time updatings. Do what you love, Dave. Well, that's kind of what I do. That's why my channel doesn't grow because I do what I like. And it's obviously not what the public wants. But when you do what you love and you have cats, you know what that means.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
Yes, indeed. So many buttons, so little time. The one thing I don't like is the I'll set it right here at mid. How much louder the pre-loaded noises are. So like, say if I wanted to do like a laugh, it is so much louder. So you gotta sit there and kind of micromanage it a little bit. And they're quite long too. So it makes you wonder how those the pro guys did it. They have boards like probably 300 buttons on. It looks like a pilot's dashboard, you know. But thank you, Kaz. Yeah, I'll keep doing what I like, and you know the good thing is I don't need YouTube to do anything. I have things are good here, you know. So this is just a hobby, but I would like it to start paying for itself. I can at least recoup some of the loss. The great thing about it is my cat is sleeping on my power chair seat. Aww. Yeah, the great thing is I can just grow into it. I say that, and I just got another piece of gear, but I can grow into if I get more subs, you know. I've already got all the gear. I've got all the software. I got basically everything I want. I just need to take a class on making thumbnails because they're awful. I always have the hardest time with thumbnails. I don't try that hard. No more Bub's World. Why does he... Bub, make up your mind. I've never changed my channel's name. Yeah, it does say Bub's Comics there. But Bub has been on the show for a while, but I don't think he'll come on because he doesn't do OBS. And that was another J innovation because I just go on using StreamYards forever. Did I tell you about that? I think I mentioned that on the Friday night stream, how they refunded my money because they just charged me again. I was like, you know, you could send an email and let people know it's about to auto renew. And if you look at your data, I haven't logged in that thing in like over a year. Why would I want to be paying for another year of it? But they were good, man. They got my money back to me. I didn't think it was going to come because it was after, because they have a 7-day no return, or after that no return policy, and it had been like 14 days, and they gave it back to me, man. So I gave them a good after action review, AAR, if you will, or a post mortem if you were a project manager. Time for Bonzo. Wasn't that a chimpanzee? You can't name your cats monkeys after monkeys unless they're flying. There was I was doing a video shoot at a Halloween show for a band, and there was a couple people dressed as the flying monkeys, and they stayed in character the whole time, kind of like traipsing around like the monkeys did in the Wizard of Oz. I think they won first place, too, in the costume contest. It's funny, man, because Benny's out there buying a gimbal right now. See, I just cost a bunch of people money. I haven't really used it yet. I did a few shots testing here in my basement, but I haven't done anything with the gimbal yet. But like I said, I take it out Saturday for a shoot, so. Oh, Ronald Reagan movie. Yeah, Bonzo. You know, a fun fact about Ronald Reagan is I don't know if he still holds it, but he held like I don't know if it was in California or in Colorado, but he held like a record as a lifeguard. Like over 20 people saved or something like that. It was pretty crazy that he worked at it when he was a kid. I guess he was a good swimmer. JFK was a good swimmer too. He kept a couple people afloat for, 8-9 hours out in the ocean? Not bad for a guy with Addison's disease. I don't actually think I've ever seen a Ronald Reagan movie. Maybe one of his westerns or something, but I'm not really the movie file, so that's more Jay's department. He's probably seen it. I got to find a way to use some more of the most dangerous game footage. That's public domain. Well, you can't stream it. I'm sure I should be able to at least run clips of it. And supposedly you're supposed to be able to do that with Seven Samurai, but that ain't the truth. Try running a 30+ second clip of Seven Samurai and see what happens. Yeah, PT 109. Yep, that's pretty crazy. It's not a lot of story that people hear about all that. It was him treading water for all that time. So he was what John Kerry wanted to be. But so I always give him credit for that, man. The man saved some lives. And but where was I going with that? Got a squirrel moment there. I can't help it. But oh yeah. So yeah, but I think Seven Samurai is supposed to be public domain. So there's no reason you shouldn't be able to show that. But man, Toho shuts you down. I had to because when I did my retro review of it, I had to cut it way back because I had some really long clips because there's a lot of really long shots in Seven Samurai, and especially with Mifune, So when you start cutting that up, it loses most of the meaning. So, but I had a couple long clips in there, but it sure wasn't going to work. This BT boat was cut in half by the Japanese destroyer. Excuse me. Yep. Luckily, he grew up on the water out there and stuff. So, 1943 Batman movie. I haven't even seen that. That was when Burgess Meredith was a teenager. Who was in that? Burl Ives? I don't know. Burl Ives is the Penguin. It's almost as good as the 73 or 76 Wonder Woman movie. If you ever find that one at Dollar Tree or at the library, Patrick, you need to pick that one up. I need to see the whole thing one of these days. I learned something very important from that movie, though, that you can chase away non-venomous snakes with milk. I guess that's what you learn as Queen of the Amazons, right? Thank you, Diana Prince, for teaching me this day. This isn't too bad, just holding this like this. I guess I could deal with that for a little better sound quality. But it's an awful lot of work. Well, I'll probably go for at least an hour here, so since I'm already on. Gotta get my watch hours up, right? Haven't seen it either, but it's got to be public domain. You would think. Well, Batman itself should be public domain here. And what, he came out in 31 or 32? So that one should be coming up really shortly. 10 years or less? No, like 8 years. But and supposedly Conan's going to as well. It kind of depends who owns it currently, though. So, like, when they're owned by those huge conglomerates, they just tie it up in court, regardless of if it's public domain or not. And people can't fight against that. So they just drag it out, and people give up. Now, it's not to say you can't make your own, but then again, they can try slapping something on you. Yeah, but I was pretty ticked off about Seven Samurai because, like, and it still wound up being a pretty long review, and once again, probably too long. But that movie, it's a long movie anyway, so it requires a lot of look. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to upload that thing in its entirety, but nope. And their algorithm is too stupid, you know. It's damn Disney lobbying. Oh man, they do, man. That's how they fight it, and they can just fight it with legal red tape, you know. Whether it's right or not, who's going to have the time, the wherewithal, or the money to fight against it? You know, and And then you have to have enough money for your project afterwards. So if, say, you're wanting to make a new Conan movie or something, right? Well, you're going to need probably, if you want to do it in Hollywood style, you're going to need between $10 and $50 million, right, to shoot something, even a lower budget epic like that. So you need that after you get done fighting in court for 2 or 3 years. Forget that, man. You're never going to get anything made. So it is kind of interesting how that works, man. You'd think it would be just a hard shut-off. Gold-fied red leader. Tyree lost touch. Red leader, I am copy. Gold leader, gold 5. They came from behind. Thank you, Jack Porkins. Jack Porkins has entered the chat. Welcome. It wasn't supposed to be 100 years for copyrights to expire. I'm surprised it's even that long, you know? I mean, by that time, the internal combustion engine should have been gone. Of course, there's no real patent on that, but there is on particular parts. So, I mean, you could do stories on like Solomon Kane and stuff, because no one really cares about that, despite it coming out around a little bit earlier than Conan, same author and all that. But I bet you could go make a Solomon Kane movie pretty easily without any resistance. But then again, you have such a small built-in fan base there that it's going to be kind of exercising futility, probably. And Gran, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Glad you can make it for the Monday night stream. I am just here testing out new equipment, because eventually it will be the greatest live stream you are currently watching. I like to sound around myself with gear. Some sort of superiority complex, I don't know. But I always talk nice to my machinery. I don't order it about. I give it appreciation where I can. You know, when the AI does take over one day, I want to remember that I'm the guy that said thank you to a computer. Perhaps it will put me in charge of these salt mines instead of just laboring away in them. So what kind of weeks everyone have to look forward to? I am batching it this week. The wife is out of town, which doesn't really mean anything. So I'll go to work, I come home. Go to work, come home. Tomorrow or Wednesday, I'll go to work and go to church. So I'm not exactly a high roller and a big partier. In fact, I don't party at all. So being single doesn't mean a whole lot on those weeks that the wife is gone. Regina, assalamu alaikum. How's work? How are you? Work is doing well. I don't know. I didn't go in today. I don't work Mondays, so I work Tuesday through Friday. I work 10-hour days, so I volunteer for 410s, so I get 3-day weekends. But I am doing well. I'm doing quite well. Got a new gadget to play with, so I'm always happy with that. And I guess giving myself some presents right before Christmas, right? Not sure if that's such a good thing, but it's what I wanted, so it's a new mic. I got Dollar Store too. Yeah, I have several more Dollar Tree videos to put out. I've already shot them and edited them. I just got to upload them. I'm separating them out. This is a new mic and a new stream deck. Here, let me put the mic down for a second, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And a new hairdo. Everything is new about me today. See, there's the stream deck I'm playing with now. So, new things to play with. And the hairdo is thanks to the wife, because she can't stand it. For whatever reason, it bothers her when I part my hair. So, just doing something different. I don't know. Life's about change, right? I don't care that much about my hair. It bothers me because it feels weird. Whether it looks any better or not, I don't know. You do what you do to make them happy. So that's what it is. That's marriage. That should be what they etch upon every tombstone of the married man. Whatever it takes to make them happy. Happy wife, happy life. And that's a very true statement. Very true. And yet we go out and do it every year. Before you know it, Jay will make an honest woman out of someone. Make your family very happy, Jay. You're like the most eligible bachelor in New York right now. You're a man with a job. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy, man. $80. $80, not too bad at all. Just needs a little bit of a pickup in the mic. But once you're close to it, it sounds really good. It's got lots of basic options. The only thing I don't like is they have to max the gain for whatever reason. Once again, probably because of the weak pickups, but it is what it is. You still wear the pants, though. What you say goes. That's right. I say, woman, get down there and make me some coffee. Which isn't usually needed because I set it up the night before and put it on the timer. She just laughed at me. I say that. But I do wear the pants, dag nabbit. Every time the garbage needs to go out, it's me. When there's a home project that needs to get done, yeah, I'm doing it. When there's a bug or a spider crawling around somewhere, I'm taking care of it. It is what it is, but I don't sew. And everything I say goes this week. That's an audio interviews with USB connections. Oh, you mean the deck itself? There's actually only one USB connection, and that is for the actual connecting to your computer. Surprisingly, there is no, and I knew that when I bought it, but yeah, there's no actual USB connector, so I can't use my Yeti mic. But there's a lot of aux ports back there. They're all 3.5 mil stuff. What else does it have? It has a bunch of the I always forget the size of it. The big, the same jack that you use on electric guitars. Same size there. It's got two of those for inputs for mics as well. So that's why I said earlier I actually ran my guitar into it and was able to play through there and all that. I just hadn't figured out how to do both at the same time. Cause, thanks again for stopping by as always, sir. A pleasure. And let me say goodbye to you here. Okay, well, just don't leave me. It's yeah, it's XLR. It's weird. It goes XLR into like the guitar jack kind of thing. So you think it would go XLR to XLR, but maybe they wanted to keep it thin back there. So it's not. So it's got the XLR connector on the mic itself, but it comes out, like I said, into that guitar jack. So it's interesting, but doesn't surprise me too much because it's a guitar company first and foremost. So not much of a surprise. They make a lot of guitar pedals and stuff too. They're the ones that made that white Telecaster that I had on Instagram. I think it was on Instagram. Which I found a problem with it. And I actually emailed their support about it because I thought I was listening to it and I was using the selector switch for the different pickups and I didn't think it was changing. And I'm listening. I was like, that's not changing, man. So I actually bought another Telecaster from them. Same model, all just different color. And I was testing it. Yeah, I was like, that switch is working. So I was like, I pulled it apart. I pulled the hardware out of it. And I didn't see any bad solder, so I don't know what's going on with it. So I sent them a message, and I'm waiting for their tech support to get back with me. If maybe they'll send me another switch. I really don't want to send the whole guitar back, but it is what it is. I technically bought 3 of them. I was going to resell 2 of them and keep the white one for myself because once again, the wife liked that one the best. But I have a friend who has a 3D printer, so he's going to start making me some custom pick guards, which is pretty cool. But I'm actually surprised it came with a mic. I think maybe if it didn't have that, it's not proprietary, but if it didn't have such a strange connector like this, it might not have come with one, to be honest with you. I think they just, I don't know. Dynamic mics have low gain. You can buy a fathead or a cloud lifter to increase the gain. Fortunately, they're over $100. Well, let me look and see if it says if it's dynamic or not. I mean, it's XLR, but I'm sure it's not really a high-end one, of course. Yeah, this thing's gain's maxed, though. Let's see if it says. Okay, here we go. That's not it. You own the Nite. You certainly do. It actually doesn't say on here. Or if it says on the site. I don't have it pulled up right now. Maybe it'll say on my order. Let's see what it says here, description-wise. Let's see. Honor all-in-one podcast bundle, integrate audio mixing. This is such a Chinese company too, man. There are so many grammatical errors on their website and on Amazon, and especially in their instruction manual. It's hilarious. The sound card offers excellent sound quality into our podcast kids. Easy optimize. Okay, it just says equipped with a high-quality condenser mic. Intelligent algorithms. If I turn on the auto tune, which I don't understand why when I do turn on the auto tune, it starts sounding like this. So I start getting, I think it's C sharp. Let me turn the sound on and see if I can hear it over here. And then I go down to D. Let me go to E. I don't know if this is high E or low E. It doesn't say. And then F, and G, and it's got different levels. Well, G got loud. Oh, it's because gate came off. Whoops. And of course A, and then B. Yeah, but they got like the major chords and all. Monday sermon with Blessed Reverend David. Different from condenser mics. Yeah, see, my big mic's a condenser mic, but this one just. And this one is too, so it says high quality condenser mic. So I thought it might be dynamic, but no. Like my big blue Yeti. Big blue. So I got to figure out when we record within the mornings, because I record books of the Bible every morning. I upload it to Facebook. I'm going to decide if I'm going to use this or if I'm going to just go back to the Yeti. And do your Chinese accent. No, but let me see if I can find some of the grammatical stuff here. I'm not doing that, man. You trying to get me canceled? I found a couple of good ones. Let's see. Here's one of the other examples of it. So here it's talking about the EQ control fader. I had to get a fed head for my mic just to make it audible. Oh yeah, I read some of the Sures are real bad about that. Adjust the input to achieve deep bass, sweet mid-range, clear treble. That's fine. The EQ setting is flat while fader is at the middle of the stroke. I think they're missing a word there. I think there were some other ones in here. Let's see. Their website's real bad, too. And here's another one. Short press it to turn on off the noise gate function. The environment noise and ambient can be canceled automatically. It's like, what? I know, Jackson. It's bad. I'm just in here reading bad translations in the Donner user manual. I'm on here to test out a new podcast, and my faithful watchers will not let me get off. It's a work night, people. But welcome, by the way, and let me greet you properly, sir. Very good of you to come on and enjoy the sweet, sweet sounds of Dave coming at you from the past. All your base belonged to us. Man, what was the name of that video game? Oh, I'm forgetting it now. I used to know it off the top of my head. It's like the most famous English ever spoken. Oh, poor video games. Most of those NES games were pretty bad, actually, if you really get back in there. Was it Wing Commander or something like that? It was some game like that. I think they make t-shirts that say that. People have zero issue doing British accent, but when it comes to others, they all of a sudden get a skittish. Well, it's the time we live in, brother. One complaint, I'd be a goner. What am I drinking? Nothing. I'm actually out. I had some some cream soda. Oh, a little bit left in there. Cream soda, Dr. Pepper. But nothing exciting. Yeah, Jackson, actually, I was took your cue. I think it was you that was telling me about soundboards a while back and finally came to me. I don't know if it just popped up in my in my Amazon suggestions or something. I think it was for holiday. I think I was looking for holiday deals. And since, of course, the algorithm picked up that I bought Donner guitars in the past, that it probably said, hey, you might like this. It's on special right now. So look at the epic deals over there in Amazon. Sometimes you find something epic. I found the best deals on Cyber Monday. Black Friday sucked as far as online shopping. That's the only shopping I'll do anyway. But Cyber Monday was where it was at, man. And it wasn't just like computer stuff. But Jackson, good to see you. You know you're on winter break. Hopefully all is well in your warm wonderland of Louisiana. It was Sinistar video game. I live, run, coward, run. Oh. Who is it? Where is it? What is it? Didn't you watch the video? You'd know if you watch my video like a good viewer. I say that, and he's the best viewer on YouTube. So, no PS5s. Really? Still no? What are they claiming is the problem? They can't get chipsets or something? In case you need to see it, Jackson, there it is. Ugh. Oh no, I don't work tonight. I mean, I work in the morning, but I get up at like 5:45. So you didn't bother with Cyber Monday. That was definitely the best shopping day as far as online goes. There's so many more better deals. At least stuff I was looking for. There's a video too. Yes, there certainly is a video. And you missed me showing off my gimbal earlier too. I did a full presentation on that, so I need to do a video on it. I just wanted to get a little more used to it before I did, and actually put it through its paces so I can give a better video. Chip shortage still? My gosh, man. Are they making those in China or are they making them in Japan? I don't think they do too much in Japan anymore. It's weird. Usually there's not a lot of tie-in with those two. They'll try to use, like, Japanese will try to use Japanese, like, components if they can, but that kind of ended with a lot of computer stuff. Those rare earth minerals and all that. You know we can make just as many chips as we used to. If not, we got some serious issues to worry about, and that's the least of which is PS5s. I can't believe it's been like over a year those things have been out. That's crazy, man. To still be short on those. Zongli, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you could stop in. Well, I have no desire to get a PS5, so I barely play the PS4 that I have. I just don't game anymore, man. I see it in my notification now. I hadn't checked them since I was watching 2 live shows back to back, and this is number 3. Oh, were you watching Bub earlier? You wake up and go to daily mass, and I knew people used to do that before they do it. No, but I do get in the morning and record the Bible and then upload it. Usually about a chapter a day, sometimes 2 if they're a little bit shorter. Get out there and share it with the world, and that's my duty. Sorry, I was getting a message there. I'm doing dandy. How are you doing, my friend? Hope all is well on your end. Let me greet you properly here. Welcome to the show, which is usually on Fridays. And will be again this Friday, but I'm testing out new gear, so. So, no. That's it. Hopefully I answered your question there, Grant. I'm sorry. I'm jumping around like I do. I happened to werewolf at dinner time. I don't know. I haven't seen him tonight. There's Bill. See, they're all coming in now. Why are you all coming in when I'm getting ready to go to bed? Of course, I should have been off of here like an hour ago. I didn't even mean to be on for like more than 5 minutes. I just wanted to get an audio to see how it sounded because I think I got the board figured out now. And welcome, Mr. Miller. Always a pleasure to have you. So, this deck opens up all kinds of possibilities for live streaming. This is going to assure me 1,000 subs in no time. You'll see. It'll all be through the power of the board. You didn't get the proper welcome. I'm sorry, Grand. Let me give you a really good one. Hold on. Let's see. What's worthy? That was the same one I did for that one. There you go, Grand. I'm sorry I forgot you there. I have to get used to using buttons. I'm not used to that. I'm all high-tech now. What was it George Jones said? High-tech redneck. I'm just a high-tech Gen Xer, I guess. And that's actually being quite facetious. Only thing I'd add is to turn the effects up just a tad, or the mic down just a tad. Well, it's kind of at a weird impasse. Like, if I put it down here, you can hear it okay. It's just that I tend to want to lean forward a little bit. And then it starts sounding good, but you have to get up here, And then I got to constantly change the music level. It's like the second main volume thing if I use the effects. So I got to remember to go turn them down because most of the effects they put in are really loud. The ones I recorded aren't too bad. But I welcome Mr. Jackson and Mr. Miller to my stream. Yes, you are listening to Kang the Conqueror, and this message is coming to you from the year 2104. Not to be confused with 2112, because we are the priests of the Temple of Syrinx. You never go live for a short time. No, it's not possible for me. If I bother getting on, I'm going to be on for a bit. You got used to welcoming the other, left me out. I know. I'm bad. I'm terrible, man. I'm sorry. Not used to having this many viewers, let alone on a Monday night. What time is it? My goodness, I need to. I'm usually starting to lay down about this time. I got good views here. Like I said, man, I got the view hours up and the watch hours, no problem. But it's Monday Night Football. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm competing with the NFL. May they crash and burn. Bill and Jackson. I got more staying power than the NFL. You'll see. Bill and Jackson. Are we ready to roll? You kids eat our high-tech gadgets. I know, right, man? I'm becoming more machine than man. You got a lot to say. Well, I don't know if it's anything important, but I can usually talk for a while. The funny thing is I don't say that much during the rest of the week. You may not believe me, but it's true. I'm not a big talker. But maybe this is a catharsis for me. I open the floodgates, man, and I found a captive audience. They can't just walk away from me. I guess they could just leave the stream, but who would be impolite enough to do that? I mean, seriously. Sleepy time, yeah. That's actually a really good emoji for me right now. Cardinals are playing the Patriots, so it's two teams nobody cares about, right? I don't know. Are they both champions still? I don't know anything about those teams. The last time I watched football, Larry Fitzgerald was on the Cardinals. So, or yeah, is he still on the Cardinals? I don't know. Is he still playing? I don't know. He was getting a little bit older at that point, so I don't know who won last year's Super Bowl. And the great part is not caring. It's just a lovely thing. And y'all should be in bed too, sitting here playing around in my stream. That's what it was. Okay, sorry about that. Most don't have anything worthy to say, for real. Well, I mean, it's true. I mean, I usually don't have anything too worthy to say either. I'll just talk for a while. More interested in Millers versus the Woodpeckers. Do you mean the Silversmiths versus the Woodpeckers? We ever hear from you is blah, 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 blah. So you ever do is yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't even care what you say because yeah, 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 blah, blah, blah. I'm like a Lady Gaga song, right? On my streams. Yeah, I had absolutely no plan to even be on tonight, so I have less of a plan to talk on stream tonight than I usually do. Is Carrie Lake suing the election process? Oh, I don't know. She kept saying she would. Did you ever hear her hot take? Oh my gosh, that was pretty funny, I gotta admit. Man, that newscaster had no idea what to say. White Talk, are you lonely? Well, maybe the wife's out of town, so I guess I could be lonely. What was it? Loneliness is not a crime. Oh, that's right. In your neck of the woods, too, Bill. I forgot about that. It was what Maricopa County is where the issues were, right? For the most part. Kind of like Dade County down in Florida, you know? And the hanging chads. Like every election official down in Dade County has been indicted like multiple times for corruption. I can't believe they let a person run it. She'll sue. She knows she's. Well, she can sue me if she wants to waste her time. I spent all my money on gadgets. I have nothing for them to take. That's the key to living without fear. Is to have nothing for them to take. You gotta take it and bury it in the backyard if you have it. It's always Maricopa. Yeah, there's certain counties that are always like that. Same thing with Detroit was real bad with that, and there's a town in Pennsylvania. Is it Erie? That's always like really always some weird stuff going on there if you look at the statistics of it. But you can't talk about that too much. You'll get your stream shut down. I don't pay much attention to it anymore. Always remember, he who casts the votes means nothing. He who counts the votes means everything. So, whatever the case may be, Monday night is not a night for the gleanings and the hungers of those who wish to be elected. It is a night for rest, and it is a night for introspection, and it is a night to prepare thyself for a great week ahead, a week that will live forth in infamy as the greatest week known to man.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
All right, let's see. Maricopa is by far the biggest county in Arizona, so if something is happening, it will usually be Maricopa. Yeah, it's always where population densities are high. It is. I mean, that's where the most air is going to come from anyways, from higher numbers. But I quit caring. I've become so disillusioned with it. I don't watch anymore. I don't care. And I don't believe anything I see in the news anymore anyway, so Of course, I haven't that for years. You got 4 viewers. We are as lonely as you. That's about the truth, right? Where do the lonely go? They seek to find the leader of loneliness. Ye have found him. Oh, I'm thinking about mid to late Jan for the B movie watch reaction. What do you guys think about Reefer Madness? Well, is that public domain? It was a PSA, right? So Reefer Madness. How long is that movie? Is it a half an hour? I don't remember it being a full length featurette. You're so close to Colorado. That's what they should rename the state. I don't remember too much from those days. What was that from Night Court? I don't remember a lot from those days. Something like that. I remember there was either a show maybe where that's from. Batman 1943. There we go. But yes, that would be cool. This is unfair. I'm at work. Oh, Darren. How can you be? Oh, I guess it is work time for you, isn't it? People, quit coming on the stream. I need to go to bed. Cody, what's going on, man? Darren, good to see you. Oh, welcome, both of you guys. Glad y'all can make it. Welcome to the first Monday night stream. Probably the last Monday night stream, but it is here. We got like basically all the regulars in here now. This is basically like Friday night. Does it mean I'm off the hook for Friday? I don't have to get on and do the stream? And Cody came on earlier too. The other Cody. Creepy Cody. He was on right at the beginning too, like he usually is. Kaz was on. All we need now is Jesse from JLS to come on by. And then sometimes Justin from Leonidas. Those guys will come on. Freck's a little... Well, I keep pushing them down because I know they start out high. Like, if I don't touch it, if I leave it right where it's at and I hit the effect... It's a little loud, right? At least it is in my headphones. I'm not sure how it's coming through to you guys. I guess it's not too bad. It sounds louder in my headphones than it does coming through the stream. I suggested Dave do reviews of 1980s TV shows. We only choose to remember the Fall Guy. It's the only one that matters. There's nothing but Lee Majors and nobody else. There's too many things to review, man. I'd be back to right where I was, having to do videos every day. You know, I didn't even finish my season 1 of Star Trek, so I can't finish Star Trek. What chance is there for anything else to get done? First in a new 5-year tradition. Oh, please don't do it. I can't do any more live streaming. Maybe if I had like 100 people. Tell all your friends to be on the live streams, and I'll start being here Mondays. I guarantee. Tales of the Golden Monkey. That's from Hearthstone, right? All it takes now is number 1 son to help me find the rest of that monkey. It was actually good. The Fall Guy has moments. It's corny as heck, man. It's hard to watch sometimes, but it was fun. It was good-natured fun. And of course, watching Heather Thomas frolic around in bikinis more than once, I guess it had its merits. Lee Majors in tour duty. He's such a good grizzled, like fatherly type. You know what I mean? There it is. Base of Star Trek is your moneymaker. I knew it was coming. And Patrick was afraid it was going to happen. He was on earlier too, so. What is Star Trek Next Generation that you speak of? I don't know. It's a show that doesn't exist. Not in the Kelvin timeline, right? Actually, it doesn't exist in the Kelvin, does it? So there. How can we be watching Picard? Because isn't Picard in the Kelvin? Should it even exist? That's some sci-fi show that only you and Bill watch. Dave, I did suggest TV shows that age well and those that did not. Well, Most of the ones in the 80s didn't, unfortunately. They had a formula back then, and most of it was pretty bad. Of course, a lot of that was the 70s, too. I guess they get in there and buy the entire run of Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman and see if that's as good as I remember. There's a sci-fi tie-in there, because Jane Seymour was in the original Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, Bill Dinosaur Island coming soon. Oh, I know. I am waiting to that one with bated breath. Cannot wait. It's going to be yes, indeed. Speaking of frolicking, where you find these gems, man? But Godspeed to you, sir. Looks like your last one kind of or not flatlined, but it kind of leveled out and it slowed down some. I don't know. It's funny, man. The videos are just so funny. How they just do screaming well. Like even my Garrick video is slowed way down, way down. It got like 20,000 views the first week it was out, and now it's at over 30,000, but it slowed so much down. Heather Thomas was at the Comic-Con in Los Angeles 2 months ago. Tim Curry was there too. Poor guy's in a wheelchair. Oh, bad health is he, huh? I think it is getting on in years, right? Comic-Con in Los Angeles. How can they have a Comic-Con in Los Angeles? Isn't everyone still in hermetically sealed outfits or biohazard suits or something out there? Kind of difficult to have a big gathering like that, isn't it? I just got Savage Streets. It has Linda Blair and Linnea Quigley. Lots of nudity. I think Savage Streets has I can't remember her name now, but she did the real famous scene in Chopping Mall. She was the girl that did topless in that movie. It had her head exploded. Trying to think of her name. I remember it because I did a live stream before on that movie. But I think she was in Savage Streets. Definitely and of course you know there's going to be nudity if there's a Linnea Quigley in there, so. Yeah, Linnea Quigley, she made the rounds. Let's see, what was it? Sorority Babes and the Slime Ball Bolorama. She was in Silent Night, Deadly Night. I remember that well. Of course, Return of the Living Dead. She had a really small cameo in Nightmare on Elm Street 4 at the very end, coming out of Freddy's body. Never saw her face, but that wasn't what people were tuning in to see. Yeah, she's all over the place, man. Beauty and the Beast TV show that came out around the same time as Harley Quinn. Whoa, Harley Quinn. Beauty and the Beast. Remember that one? That had that Ron Perlman guy in there. And no, that was Linda Hamilton, right? Too, right? Wasn't she in that? It did have a Tony. What was his name? Whatever, he played Paracelsus. I can't remember his name. Tony Lott or Tony something. Real tall guy. Looks like a 50s serial villain, right? So it was perfect for him to play that role. Paracelsus. I never forget that name. My mom liked that show. I don't know why, but I guess her too. Yeah, I can't think of her name, but I could have told you a few months ago, but my mind is like a sieve, so. But all that notwithstanding, I need to get the stream shut down and get ready for bed. I got things to do, but I can't be up here all night on a work night. Sorry, I was touching the. You can pick up just a little bit of interference when you start touching the stand. I was like, is someone in the house? It sounds like someone's rattling plastic sacks down there. Jane Seymour. That wasn't Jane Seymour in Beauty and the Beast, was it? No, that was Linda Hamilton. Don't mess with me, man. It had to have been, or I'm nuts. Now, she was in Dr. Quinn. Maybe it was. I haven't seen it in so long. I don't know. It's been since the 80s. It was on TV. She was Jane Seymour, medicine detective. It's time to go and start touching things. That's a good rule in life. Yeah, it was her and Dr. Quinn for sure. But I can't remember what was her name in Battlestar Galactica. I remember. I'm trying to excise that show from my mind, but what's what? Oh, did I have it back? Did I say Jane Seymour originally? I meant to say Lynn Hamilton. She didn't make enough money on the first Terminator, so she had to do something. Though she married into money. A director someone might have heard of. I don't know. But anyway, I got to go. I got to quit touching things here and go. The TV show I seen the other day on regular TV was Touched by an Angel. Touched by an Angel. A real tearjerker. Fun fact, I interviewed the director of the movie Date with an Angel. So, Tom McLaughlin. He directed that movie. Went from Friday the 13th Part 6 to that one. So, I love Jane and Battlestar Galactica. Well, I mean, I could turn it off and watch and be happy watching Jane. Boxy's. Yeah, that little kid. Oh, Boxy. And that was one of the tropes from the 70s, 80s. I always had the cute little kid. Oh, it used to irk me. I'm such a misanthrope. Curmudgeonly old man. It is what it is, though. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But I want to thank everyone for helping me figure out what's going on with sound and all that. And hopefully it was a fun night for all. Unexpected as it was. Why, the 1970s BSC was good for its only season. I didn't get into the later episodes, so I'm not sure if it got better, but I was really not enjoying it the first couple episodes. It was just too cornball for me. I think Lauren Green was trying, but and it just seemed rushed. I don't know. I just didn't care much for it. But cool effects. Well, you're the only one in touch for that touch, that's for sure. Because he won't be anywhere around my stuff. But, yeah, so anyway, like I said, thanks again for watching, everyone. And make sure you get over and watch my review of this Stream Deck right here. Even though the sound sucks, because I didn't have the sound settings maxed. But thank you, and I will be on hopefully Friday for sure. Oh, no, actually, I might not be on Friday, because we do have a church event. We're going to there's a Christmas cave that we'll go to sometimes. I don't know if I'm going. It's on Friday night, though. I don't know if the wife will be back yet, so... So I may or may not be on Friday. I can't remember if I announced it. I think I announced it last week. But so y'all might have a free Friday. So whatever the case may be, I'll announce it if I'm going to be on. But I appreciate everyone for watching tonight. And we'll talk to you later. All right, night, guys.